when you have two objects on the graph. And you talk about which one's like bigger or smaller. Just like we do with numbers when we compare numbers. So you take two things, you talk about like why they're alike or different or which one's bigger or smaller. Does that make sense? So if you look at the graph now, it says, did more students choose tardiness or disrespect? Right.
Disrespect.
Disrespect, yeah. Number 2 says, did more students choose disrespect or fighting? Carlton?
Fighting.
Fighting. And number 3 says, was tardiness or bullying selected more often? It's the same question, just different way I said it. Was tardiness or bullying selected more often? Carlton?
Bullying.
Bullying. Good. So you notice all of those questions had two things in them. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's how we compare things. Like you have to pick two objects that are on the graph and compare them. The last thing you're going to see on your test is predict. And this is when I always tell you in here to make a good guess about something that is going to happen. Do you know how I always get on you guys about this? Like, I'll be like, let's make predictions. And then you make like a silly guess about something that's going to happen. And I'm like, why did you make that guess? That is what we're going to use the graphs for. It's like, you take the graph, and you have to make a guess, but Ms. Quinn's going to say, why did you make that guess? Like, why does the graph say that that's going to happen? Now, when I say, like, predict, is it something that I can say I know is going to happen? What do you think? No, I can't know anything's going to happen. Like, I can predict Carlton's going to wear navy blue tomorrow, but I don't know that. Maybe tomorrow Carlton decides he's a rebel and he's going to wear black. We don't know what's going to happen, but I can make a really good guess. So if you look at our graph one more time, it says like, if I told you to go out right now, just like we did on Friday, and ask a student what the biggest issue at Broadmoor is, what do you think they would probably say? Or fighting, yeah. And why do you say that?
Because they're like fighting.
Yeah, because, and what does our graph tell us right now?
22% is fighting.
Yeah, so it tells us actually 22 people chose fighting, right? But that's the biggest one that we have. So like 22 people chose fighting, that's the biggest one. So if you went out again, do you think like probably people would give you about the same answers?
No.
You don't? What do you think? Do you think the data would stay the same? Like if we asked 60 kids on Friday, and today we went and asked like 60 more kids, do you think we'd get close answers? Yeah, probably. Because we all go to the same Broadmoor, don't we? And we probably all have the same opinions about what problems at Broadmoor are. So, Roy's right. If we ask someone again what the biggest problem is, we have a higher chance that they would say like fighting than tardiness. Do you see what I'm saying? Now the next question on there is kind of tricky. If we looked up referral numbers, like you know when a teacher writes a referral for behavior, which one do you think Mr. Barber has the most referrals for? Fighting, yeah. And this is actually true. I asked him this morning, I said, which is our highest number of referrals? And he said fighting. And I was like, oh, the students here must know what's going on. So you should have fighting for both of those. So like I said, the circle helps us like really look at something as a whole and say, okay, is it like most of the students think this? Is it like some of them? Do half of the students think this? Do a really small part? It helps us really break up like the whole into pieces so we can understand what it's made of. Okay, turn your page one more time. Okay, you have another circle graph there. This one's about camp. You guys know I love camp. So, I want you to work on this with a partner. Find a partner right now. You can go ahead. Sorry, they get like